What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Saint, and I'm back with another video. And today we got some big breaking news today with the Philadelphia Eagles organization. A Philadelphia Eagle legend has officially retired today in Brandon Graham. So congratulations to Brandon Graham on a long, successful career of 15 years. And listening to his speech earlier shook me up a little bit. You know, watching that man come to tears instantly. The moment he started reading that piece of paper, them tears, he started choking up. And honestly, he had me choking up. I mean, that man is the heart and soul of this team, the energy, the life of the team. All the chirping, all the bright smile, the laughs, the energy he brought every day. You would think he was a kid in a candy land every day coming to work. You know, people with his type of energy typically reach the success that he has reached because of the energy that he brings to the game, to work every day. The people around him, he's breathing life into those individuals because he is so exuberant in the way that he expresses himself, the way that he expresses his hard work, the way he expresses his dedication to the game. And congratulations to that man on a successful career. And watching his speech, like I said, man, it choked me up. You know, it made me realize how his career started compared to how it ended. You know, coming in for the first half of his career, a lot of people were labeling him a bust. You know, calling him a bust, saying that he's not cut out for the league, saying he isn't good, saying that he was a waste of a first-round pick. Just to come around the second half of his career and make the game-winning play in Super Bowl 52, the strip sack on Tom Brady. Legendary play forever in Eagles history. Will forever be a top, however many plays we have that are top plays in Eagles history, will always be a top 5, top 10 play in Eagles history to seal the deal against the GOAT Tom Brady in Super Bowl 52. That man did it. That man sealed that game. And after all the hate and all the criticism put on him in the first half of his career, to come out, finish his career with 2 Super Bowls, being a productive player later in his career, into his 30s, being very productive. Had a 10-sack year 2 years ago. This year was rolling before he got injured. Comes back and still finished the season. Tears his tricep again in the Super Bowl. Still finishes as a 2-time world champion with the Philadelphia Eagles. As of right now, one of one, the only player in Eagles history to win both championships with the organization and start and finish his career in Philadelphia. The only one. We know we got Jason Kelce, only won one of those Super Bowls. Fletcher Cox, only won one of those Super Bowls. Lane Johnson is following in his path. I believe he will be, the second one to do so. But as of this moment, as of today, as Brandon Graham announces his retirement, one of one, the only Eagles player to start and finish their career and win both championships with the Eagles. Shout out to that man. Like I said, people who come to work every day with the type of energy that he produces and provides for his brothers, his teammates, his second family, is a big part of the reason why this organization walked away with 2 championships and why he was a part of both. 2 different teams, 2 different coaches, 2 different quarterbacks. Not to say that he was the main piece, but I know for a fact Brandon Graham was a major piece to our success in both Super Bowls. And the adversity that he's been through, I believe, has probably helped a lot of players that came into this organization and maybe felt that they didn't belong right away. Maybe felt that the league was too big for them. But to see in the flesh, right in front of their face, a player like Brandon Graham, who started out his career labeled a bust, nobody in Philly was trying to give that man a chance. All he did was keep his nose down, keep working, keep grinding, the man comes out in the second half of his career and puts on a career that I believe no one is going to turn around and call that man a bust anymore. Call that man a waste of a pick. Call that man trash. No, he is a legend, a living legend, and without a doubt has to be on that Eagles Mount Rushmore. Has to be. 15 long years. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he holds the record for the most games played by a Philadelphia Eagle. If that doesn't persuade you into believing that he is up at the top of Eagles legends, you're crazy. That man has played the most games in an Eagle uniform. Was drafted and retired as an Eagle. Played in both Super Bowl wins. He had 3 appearances, 2 Super Bowl wins, the only player to be in both Super Bowl wins and start and finish his career as an Eagle. Put him up there in your Mount Rushmore because that is where he belongs. And I genuinely hope this man stays around the organization. This man, even not participating in the games, in the practices, I know with the energy that he provides and the love that he still has for this game, just because you don't play the game doesn't mean that you don't love it. You just get to a point in your life where your body can't take that type of workload anymore. You want to spend time with your family, with your wife, with your children. You know, you spend a lot of years, he spent the big portion of his life grinding to provide for his family. 15 long years in the NFL with also years in college, you know, and preparing all his life for this. This is where he gets to enjoy the fruits of his labor, you know, and spend time with his family. But at the same time, you know Brandon Graham has a genuine love for the game. And you know, or at least we hope that he continues to have his presence shown in this organization and in this building. Because also players that are coming in can use a role model and a mentor like Brandon Graham, where if things get tough, this man who has been through everything, lowest of the lows, highest of the highs, this man has been through it. And his experience can definitely help a lot of young guys coming in who mentally may be challenged when they first come in. And running into a man like Brandon Graham, an OG, who really has the experience, who has the passion and love for the game, the respect for the organization, who is never going to steer no man wearing that Kelly green or that midnight green in the wrong way. We need that man around. We need that man around. And I pray that he sticks around. He sticks around. He hangs around the organization. Help us develop some of these young guys. Breathe some life into this team. You know, be an honorary captain. I would love to see it. And I hope to see it. I really do. Because that man, Philadelphia Eagle legend. Nothing less. He is greatness. He is Eagles greatness. Point blank, period. Now that's that. Congratulations, Double Nickel 5-5 on such a long, successful career. You deserved everything you got out of it, and just want to thank you. I want to thank you for everything you put into this organization and that Midnight Kelly Green. And you have fans like me who got to celebrate 2 Super Bowl victories with you and the guys. So thank you and congratulations to Brandon Graham. Now on to my second topic. And I know I'm a little late with this news. I've been busy this past weekend, last few days, just moving around. Had to move some things around my apartment. But Eagles signed former Giants edge rusher / outside linebacker Alzeez Ojulari, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, to a 1-year, $4 million deal. And I am a big fan of this signing, actually. I believe that this adds depth and another role piece, potentially, hopefully someone who can actually maybe, break out, but to a position of need in edge rusher. We're a little light there right now. We don't have no star guy, but I believe having a lot of depth and a lot of role players can make up for that. In 2022, when we had our 70-some sack season, we had a bunch of guys with 10 plus sacks, but no real big name edge rusher, sack guy coming off the edge. So therefore, it shows that you can have a collective rushing and be very successful at getting pressures and getting sacks on the quarterback. And with a player like Alzeez Ojulari, he is also a former first-round pick, I believe, or a top round pick who just didn't pan out. But how many New York Giant draft picks have panned out over the last few years? You're not playing for a great organization. You're not playing for a great team. And we saw what happened with Saquon, where the moment he left the New York Giants and he came over to the Philadelphia Eagles, we knew he was a top running back. Nobody was calling him the best running back in the league unless you were a New York Giants fan. He comes to the Eagles, and I mean, hands down, can nobody in the league really make major arguments to take that number one spot away from Saquon Barkley. So going from a bad ran organization to an organization who puts the pieces around you to be successful, who gives you the resources and everything you need to be successful, players can break out here. And I believe a lot of these signings that Howie's making, these former first-round draft picks, these high-round draft picks who have the talent, no matter how you want to put it, they had the talent. If they didn't have it, they wouldn't have been taken that high. But just because you have talent doesn't mean that anywhere you go, any organization, any coach you play for, you're going to be successful. It just doesn't always work out like that. But if the right player can land in the right place, especially at the right time, I mean, look at Zach Bond. You're talking about a special teamer depth piece becoming a Pro Bowler, all-pro player. And that's because you put him on the defense with guys on the front like Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. You give him a old defensive, hard-minded, defensive coordinator in Vic Fangio. And this man breaks out onto the scene. Breaks out on the scene like, here I am. I'm the new man on the block. Nobody knew Zach Bond's name last year, before last season. So with some of these signings, these signings of these players who had talent, but they just weren't in the best situations. They weren't with the best organizations. Howie's like, you know what? Let me pick a bunch of these guys up who were high draft rounds, get some bang for my buck, and hopefully 1, 2 of these players can break out with us and become another Zach Bond. Can become another player who comes into our organization. We run things a certain way. We run things the right way. And hopefully one of these guys can break out for us and be on a cheap 1-year deal like Zach Bond was last year. We won the Super Bowl with our middle linebacker making minimum money. I mean, you're talking about, I don't have the number on top of my head, but single-digit $1 million. Zach Bond came on the scene, was an all-pro. His all-pro season, this man was making no more than $3 million on the year. So I know Howie's mindset has to be no more chasing them big names when we have so many big names already signed. On the offensive side, we have 2 receivers. Most of our offensive line, our quarterback, our running back are all getting paid. So therefore, you have to mix that up with some rookie contracts and some cheaper contracts. And what better way to do that than to grab some guys who came out of college with talent and maybe just went into the wrong organization, went into the wrong place, the wrong environment, bring them over here for cheap, and maybe we can get an explosion in production out of them. And boom, if we can walk away with another championship with some guys on cheap deals who break out, yeah, they might have to walk next year, or maybe we might be forced to have to sign them, but that's a win. That is called bang for your buck. That Zach Bond signing last season, I mean, major bang for your buck. Saquon Barkley even, getting him over here last year for, $13 a year. Bang for your buck. That's why Howie felt the need to show that man the respect that he deserved and paid that man, because the bang for your buck that he got was out of this world. 13 mil a year, and this man rushed for 2K and had the all-time most yards in NFL history, regular season including postseason. Bang for your buck. Howie is changing his way of thinking. Those big names, those big contracts and free agency are no longer when you already have a lot of homegrown guys making big contracts because they earned it. And we have a core of players who are championship winning players. Now we need to just fill in the gaps, fill in the holes, get solid depth pieces. And by signing these guys who were former first round picks, hopefully their talent can emerge here and they can shine and be the players that they were always meant to be with us. So I love this signing. I actually think this is a very great sign. I believe that this has the potential to being, an A+ signing by the time we're in the next season. Ojulari could be a guy who, by the end of the season, we're looking at him having 8, 9, possibly 10 sacks. If this thing works out the right way, and the man is only making $4 million a year. These other signings, only a few million here, a few million there. And if we can get the proper production, they can come here and be in this environment of, a winning culture around players who have the experience, have been there, can show these new free agents the way of winning. We may get some huge bang for our buck signings by the time we're in the next year. And we're looking back like, Howie, not only did you do it again, you did it 10 times better. Because rather than opening the books and killing our cat for the next few years, if 1, 2 of these guys breaks out, or 1 breaks out and we can get 2 solid depth pieces, what more can you ask for? We have stars all over the offense. We have stars all on the defense. They may not be getting paid yet, but they are stars. When you want to look at Quinyon, Cooper, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, we have guys on the defense. They're just not getting paid yet. So let's keep this defense cheap for right now until we have to sign guys. And we may have to see that moving forward, how he's going to get maybe a little cheaper on the offense. So, start drafting players for the offense. Start signing maybe cheaper deals on the offense, but keeping this cap in a space where we're not only focused year in this single year that we're in. We can focus on this year and still be able to make the proper signings, the proper moves that we need to in the future. So I personally, only because I see the vision that Howie's moving in, I love where he's going with things. I do, And on another topic, just because I want to bring it up real quick, I'm hearing potential rumors of Dallas Goedert being traded. With some of the moves that he's made, bringing in a few tight ends, it might be looking like we're moving in that direction. And I believe that this is where, like I said, Howie's gonna be is unloading some contracts that are bigger and maybe. Like Dallas Goedert, I love the man. I want to keep the man. Why not have the man one more year? He's under contract 1 more year. Keep him. But if you can't get a full 16, 17-year season out of the man, but you're still paying the man the full year's worth of the contract, it just doesn't add up. And that's what a lot of people need to realize. If I'm paying you to play 16 to 17 games, hopefully that 17th game we're sitting our starter. So I just say 16 to 17 games. But every year in and year out, you're only giving me 10. You're giving me 9, 11, 12, whatever the case may be. As good as the player is, and believe me, he's a phenomenal player. That's not bang for your buck. It's just not. It's not. Health is wealth. The best ability is availability. So therefore, that's just my take on that. I see how his vision. I see how he wants to create a dynasty. And in order to do that, you have to make moves that may make you uncomfortable. One thing about Howie that I will definitely say is this man he's a chameleon. He can adjust. He can adapt. If he does make the wrong moves this offseason, believe me, he will learn from them. That is why I'm not really upset with Howie making some different moves and moving a little differently this offseason. Because if they happen to not work out, he's not going to stick to this formula. But I believe he sees some things that he made, some mistakes in the past that he has made, to where that is why he's making these moves this offseason. So just, you know what I mean, let's bear with him, you know, and let's keep aiming for these Super Bowls. Congratulations to Brandon Graham on your retirement. Long, successful career. We love you with all our hearts. I love the man. Great player, great person. I wish I could meet the man because I know without a doubt that is a stand-up guy. There's no way around it. There's no one could try to persuade me different, and I haven't even met the man. I just, over the years of watching the man, seeing clips of the man in the locker room, on the field, with the play, nobody can convince me that's a bad man. He's a bad man when it came to football, but that's a great guy, great man as the man he is. So congratulations to you. We love you. You know, best of luck to you in, you know, your retirement and the next chapter of your life. And me and I know we really hope to see that man around the organization more, you know, as the years lead on. So, you know, that's my video for today, you know, and I'll plan to be more consistent. You know, please keep checking in. Please subscribe, comment, like, and I'm going to keep getting better with this. You know, I'm going to keep working on my editing and all that. So, you know, prepare to see more of me and better videos, maybe some longer videos as I get better with this. And yeah, so saying out, go Birds, baby.